Recording.
Yeah. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, John.
Good morning.
I'm just going to ask. I'm just going to ask who's on with Eddie. So, hello. Can you hear me?
Eddie's hair's grown.
Can you hear me?
Set this up, John.
Pardon?
Did you set this up with Eddie?
No, Keith did. I was talking to him this morning and I'm very surprised he's made it because he was on his knees praying when I phoned him.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me, Eddie? Hello, Susan. We can't hear you. Can you hear us?
It's Marcel.
Just a second, John.
Can you hear us? Yes. If you can hear us, say yes. Say, go, nod your head. Oh, Paul the Biscuit's here. Phew, we're getting a real full house today.
Be quiet.
Well,
Hello. Couldn't resist, could you?
Morning.
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 Sorry, Keith, I can't ignore me next.
So, Ed keeps disappearing and reappearing, so
Right.
we'll get it right in before we've done.
You'll be chasing the nurses around the nursing home.
It probably will, knowing Ed. So, we might as well get cracking then, aren't we? So, news of the group. Just an
update on Stuart. We don't know the date of his funeral yet. They were having to conduct a post-mortem. I don't know why, but not my business anyway. But we don't know the date of the funeral yet. But talking to Sue, his wife, they wouldn't want any flowers or a wreath, but would want any donations made to the haematology department of Hallamshire Hospital. We can sort that out nearer the time. Did you have anything to add to that, Lol?
Well, as you say, when he's going to be cremated with his wishes, and he's going to have his ashes scattered at Hillsborough with a plaque put on the wall.
Yeah, that's true. A loyal Wednesdayite who suffered like the rest of us for some time, but a great bloke. Yeah, so watch this space for further information about the funeral, and we'll have a talk about making donations. No real update on Eric's wife, Pat. As you know, she had a diagnosis of cancer last week, but she's waiting the start of treatment. So no progress there yet, but they were both remarkably stoic and cheerful. Great couple. They're amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to update you on Ed. I phoned him this morning to see how he was, and he said, "I'm glad you phoned. I'm on my knees here. I want somebody to help me get my clothes on." So
How's that work then?
but there weren't a lot I could do about that. But it looks like this lady might have done.
Well, she's back.
Yeah,
Hello,
that's news of the group anyway.
Right. Hello there.
She's not connecting to audio. For some reason, she's not connecting to audio.
Wait. Hello, can you hear us? If you can hear us, nod your head.
Morning, Paul.
Giving you the finger.
Can you hear?
Hey!
Hooray!
Hooray!
Ready?
Hey!
Ready?
Hey! Hey!
I'm here.
Hey!
You're under the table.
Give us a song, Eddie.
You
Have you
looking
brought any
champion,
cake yet?
Ed?
I'm surrounded by the lovely women.
Don't touch it, will
for
you?
you.
Now it's
Oh,
difficult.
well.
Right, you have a
Um,
nice chat.
Right, thanks all.
Well done, ladies.
All right, thank you, we are sorry.
Well done, Keith.
You
Well
know,
done, Keith.
you know the girls.
Yeah.
Have you met
I
them
know
before?
they're in danger.
Oh, yeah.
How you going on, Eddie?
Yes. Oh, absolutely brilliant.
You won't
No,
be when
that's-
you finish with this.
That's a sarcastic comment, and it's not like me to be like that, is it?
We've
No.
only brought you on so you can do a medley of Des O'Connor songs.
All right, then when do we start?
That's 1 o'clock.
Whatever you like.
What about this? How's that?
As good as ever, Ed, as good as ever.
Good as
So,
ever.
Yeah, John was just telling us about news of the I spoke to Barry and to Cyril's wife, Anita.
Oh yeah,
But they're both okay, so.
yeah. Are they worried about me?
Everybody.
In fact,
Everybody's
I think
everybody's worried.
them nurses are more worried about you.
Yeah. If I were them, I'd be. I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
Right.
You don't know the pain.
Yeah,
You don't know the pain what's in here.
I'll bet we don't.
I bet they tie your hands
Oh.
together, don't they, Ed?
Eh?
I bet they tie your hands together.
It's painful. It's painful.
Just to explain, Ed, I'll tell for Keith and Colin and Ryan,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
Ed is a regular member of the Crystal Peaks group on Tuesday morning.
That's right.
Chris,
And also,
we've not seen, many of us haven't seen him. It's so good to be able to see him and talk to him.
Well,
As you can probably tell, there's a bit of a character is our Ed.
oh, you. My head
You, yeah,
My
your
Ed
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
How you feeling?
You want to go? It's
So-
mad, this, isn't it?
It
Yeah.
How are you, Ed?
Anyway, I was hoping you were going to sing with a song, finish with a song and that.
What?
And
Keith,
a little, and maybe a little dance.
Keith will.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
John can.
What?
John
You
can
could
do
do
an omelette to Des O'Connor.
an omelette to ditto.
Not an omelette, a homelette.
You scrambled that, didn't you?
So,
Oh, we all going to sing his Des O'Connor's homage to goalkeepers then?
I hope
I
so.
let my
Careless
heart
hands.
fall into careless hands.
Gary Sprague.
Careless
Gary
hands
Sprague's theme
that
record.
put my heart
Anfield.
into-
Half time
We've got that John
Anfield.
Oakes theme
Yeah.
tune at one point.
Very nice. I enjoyed that. It's made my day. I won't be able to.
Dick-a-dum-dum, 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 and other classics.
Are those
Yeah.
nurses
Oh.
rebuilding your room, Eddie?
Eh? When are you all coming in here?
Boris
When
has
you-
got to let us in.
Sooner than
Hey.
you think, Ed. Sooner than you think.
When we've been certified,
Boris
Eddie.
is constructing
I can
plans
believe
to
it.
let us in.
Oh, you
Paul,
don't
this
know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing.
depends how much John sings before we all
Yes.
escape.
You have a collection, have you?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Oh, God, I bet you get some money for that.
Yeah. So we'll move
Yeah.
swiftly to LOL's News of the Week.
News of the week,
Swiftly.
news of the week,
News of the
lols,
week.
news of the week, news of the week.
Try and keep it
What?
short. I'm getting a lot of background noise here, by the way.
Please keep it short. No, I don't mean that, obviously. I've enjoyed your singing. Very nice.
Right.
You're going to throw me out now.
So we'll start with rugby union. Now, Argentina, they beat
Yeah.
New Zealand for the first time in their history with a 25-15 win in the Rugby Championship. The match was Argentina's first test in 13 months, and their victory ensured the All Blacks suffered a second defeat in a row after losing to Australia. The Pumas led 16-3 at the break and kept New Zealand at bay to secure a famous and shock win in Sydney. Argentina captain Pablo Matera afterwards said, "This is a big day for Argentina rugby and also for our country and people." Can you hear me all right, by the way, over this?
Yeah, yeah.
Now coming to England, the hooker, Jamie George, got a hat-trick of
George.
tries as England had a comfortable 6-try victory against Georgia in their first match at Twickenham since March. Other try scorers were Jack Willis, Elliot Daly and Dan Robson in their 40-0 win over the world's 12th ranked team.
I hate to suggest muting Ed, but do you think we should mute Ed?
Coach Eddie Jones felt England should have had another 20 points to inflict an even heavier defeat on their opponents.
They should.
Now, can anybody have not found this out? Why did they play in dark blue?
Oh, sorry, can't hear this.
Well, just a second, Flo. Ed,
Yeah.
I'm just going to mute you a bit while Lol's talking because there's a lot of background noise and other people can't hear. So you'll be able to hear us. And then if you want to say anything, just put your hand up into your head like that.
I'll mime it.
Yeah.
I'll mime it.
All right.
You can mime it,
There
Ed.
we are. There we are. Right.
Oh, that's better. Brilliant.
Ian, do you know why they played in all blue, England?
No idea. It caught me by surprise, that, to be honest. I was supporting the wrong team.
I
for the
think
first
he was
time.
just,
Yeah.
Because even the commentator, I
it's
will
just
listen to
it was
Redding's
just a
even now.
colour clash.
Yeah, we're talking
It
over
was
each
just
other.
a colour clash, I think.
No, but usually it's the way away team changes. But anyway,
Yeah.
Sponsorship.
New kit to sell.
Shirt sales.
Good game,
Oh, you
Lolo.
cynics.
It might be like the FA Cup used to be, because who can remember in the FA Cup it used to be the home team that had to change kit.
Yes, it did, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or sometimes both teams change.
Yeah.
well, little bit on women's rugby.
Oh, dear.
Now, the Six Nations champions, England,
Oh,
beat
dear.
France 33-10 to become the #1 ranked side in the world. It was the 10th win for England over France in 11 meetings. Now, a bit on boxing. Now,
Oh.
Terence Crawford retained his WBO World Welterweight title by beating Sheffield's Kell Brook in 4 rounds in Las Vegas last Saturday. Former IBF welterweight champion Brook was caught by a right hand from the American and had to take a standing count of 8 in the 4th round. Crawford then launched a flurry of shots after the referee stepped in and stopped the fight. The win means 33-year-old Crawford is unbeaten in 37 fights, but what now for the 34-year-old Brook? You think that's the end of his career?
Yeah.
At elite
It
level,
should be,
yeah.
because he's got any
Yes.
sense.
At elite level.
Yeah. It was brutal.
In women's boxing, Katie Taylor served up a ruthless display to dominate against Miriam Gutierrez and defend her 4 world lightweight titles with a points win. Taylor was ferocious from the first bell against a previously unbeaten opponent, floored the Spaniard at the end of the 4th round. After that, a stoppage looked likely at any time, but Gutierrez somehow survived, but lost heavily on points. Born in Bray, County Wicklow in Ireland, Katie is known in boxing circles as the Bray Bomber. Did anybody see that fight highlight?
She also broke.
You think it was brutal?
She broke a hand during the fight.
Yeah. Showed you the X-ray. Did you see the X-ray?
Mm.
Right.
I saw her with a pot on her hand.
Yeah, the X-ray. The bones were like that, just by the side of her thumb. But they were like that. Oh, was it like that?
Lol, you think it was brutal? You haven't been to Yates on a Saturday night in Liverpool.
Right, bit on Formula One. Now, starting sixth on the grid, Lewis Hamilton clinched a 7th World Championship and became the most successful racing driver in history, with a masterful victory in the Turkish Grand Prix. The Mercedes driver equalled Michael Schumacher's achievement in terms of titles, after already surpassing the German's win total last month. Victory at a treacherously wet and slippery Istanbul Park track in a topsy-turvy race was the 94th win of his career. His teammate Bottas was even lapped. Perez, for Racing Point, was second, with Ferrari's Vettel coming third. Anybody watch that?
I did, and I
Yeah.
learned something from it, lol. I'm
What's
getting
that?
more into motor racing, but that was a brilliant drive from Lewis, and I'll tell you for why. And the commentator pointed out, it was a drying track, but a very slow drying track, because the ambient temperature was not much higher than the ground temperature, so there was no sun drying the track. But when the cars were going over the track, they were drying a portion of the track, as they drive through, and everybody was following each other. But to overtake, you had to hit the wet spot when you need better traction. So they're all using intermediate tires. Now, these are tires with a semblance of tread. They're not slicks, they're not flat. So you've got to be careful how you use them, because if you go on the dry part of the track, you run all the rub all the rubber off, and they become slicks in no time. So what Lewis, and only Lewis, was doing was, when he was in the straights where there was no opportunity to overtake, he moved to the wet part of the track to cool his tires down. Then he moved to the track line, the racing line that they're all using on the turns. Absolutely brilliant. And so he had better tire management than any other member of that race, and as a result won the race. Absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
Very good. Right, bit on horse
Thank you,
racing.
Ian.
Now, Cool Cody put in a gutsy display to win the Paddy Power Gold Cup at Cheltenham. It was the first big handicap of the jump season. Trained by Evan Williams and ridden by Tom O'Brien, the 10-to-1 shot led for almost the whole race. At the same meeting, two-time Grand National winner Tiger Roll was pulled up in the cross-country chase. Tiger Roll, who was being aimed at a record-equalling third national win at Aintree next April, sweated up before the race and never looked comfortable while running. Bit of athletics. Kenya's former world 1500-metre champion, Elijah Manangoi, has been suspended for 2 years for failing to make himself available for 3 drug tests. The Athletics Integrity Unit says the ban is backdated to the 22nd of December last year, and 27-year-old Manangoi won silver at the 2015 Beijing World Championships before taking gold in London 2 years later. He pulled out of the 2019 World Championships in Doha a few days before they started. You'll keep tabs on him, Paul. The biscuit?
Not really, but I know Kenya has a problem with the doping.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah. Serious problem.
Well, everybody else has a problem with Kenya's doping, is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Now, golf. Now, going into the final round with a 4-shot lead, world number 1 Dustin Johnson won his first Masters title by 5 strokes. He finished with a record-breaking low score of 20 under par at Augusta. Defending champion Tiger Woods, he carded a 10 on the par 3 12th hole, but recovered with 5 birdies to finish 1 under before handing the green jacket to the new champion Johnson.
Did you see that 10 shot?
How did he get a 10?
In the water
Big
3
water
times.
3 times.
Did he get it from Len?
He drove into the water, then he drove into the water again, he got into a bunker, an awful stance, chipped it across the green into the water again. Had to replay the shot from the bunker. It was just a nightmare. But caliber of the man, you know, for all that, and he was playing with a bad back, he still managed to do, you know, a 5 under par for the remainder of the match, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah. Pity he couldn't skip it across the water like John Rome.
Well, John Rome, who did that, had a bad game.
Yeah.
I don't think he made the cut, actually.
Apparently, it's the first time he's shot a 10 in all of his career. He said he's played 23,000 holes or something like that. It's the first time he's ever shot a 10.
He's not lived. He's not lived
No,
to
no.
join the real world.
Every round should have a 10 in it.
It can't be that good then, because I've done it a few times.
Stop at 8. Get to 8. I stop and walk to the next hole.
Yeah.
I know somebody sent me a message saying that he'd done a 10, and I said, "What is he on the windmill or is he on?"
Strictly.
Very good.
Very good.
Right. So
Carry on.
yes, lol. Carry on.
Carry on.
Let me hang on, lol. Just a second. Let me just check with Ed.
Bless. You're all right, Ed?
You're still awake?
Hang on.
Pain.
How's it going, Ed?
I'm still in pain, but I'm keeping a smile.
Yeah. Are you following this?
Eh?
Are you following this? Enjoying all the witty banter?
Witty? Yeah, it was good.
Mute him. Mute him.
Yeah.
I'm muting you again, Ed.
Yeah. I bet you've missed this, mate, haven't you?
No.
Yeah. Well, he's missing. So carry on, lol.
Okay. I'm going on to football now.
Who's Irene Tipper, by the way?
It's Dave.
It's Dave. It's Dave Tipper borrowing my good lady's laptop.
Oh, right, because I've just got a blank screen with Irene Tipper. Well, except for Irene Tipper.
Dave, can you see us?
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, that's fine, because we can't see you, so we've got the best of both worlds.
Just click on the video icon at the bottom.
Yeah.
Have you seen it in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, Dave? There'll be a video camera that's probably got a stroke through it. If you click on it, you should come on screen.
No, we don't want a stroke.
There he is.
Hey, there you go. In silhouette.
Shoot your curtains.
Silhouette, don't worry.
Yeah.
All right.
You didn't realise they were that good looking, did you?
Right.
Yeah.
Football. First of all, former Sheffield Wednesday player Albert Quixall has passed away at the age of 87. I've got a short tribute to Albert, which I'll read out at the end of my news. Okay.
Yeah.
Another well-known footballer to have passed away is former Scunthorpe, Liverpool and Tottenham goalkeeper Ray Clements at the age of 87.
No.
He won 3 European.
No, it was 72. You're getting the two mixed up, Paul.
72.
Yep. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
Fake news.
Just testing.
Can we have a recount?
Yeah, recount.
We'll change the score, but we'll have a recount.
He won 3 European Cups, 2 UEFA Cups, 5 league titles, an FA Cup and a League Cup while at Liverpool. He won another FA Cup and a UEFA Cup after he joined Spurs. Clements won 61 England caps despite strong competition for the England jersey from Peter Shilton. After he finished playing, he managed Barnet before becoming England goalkeeping coach in 1996.
And
I don't know why I wrote that.
And the question connected to that is Ray Clements was one of 3 Scunthorpe players to have ex-Scunthorpe players to have captained England. Who are the other two?
Keegan.
Keegan.
Botham.
Ian Botham.
Ian
Ian
Botham.
Botham, that's it, yeah.
And Ian Botham's
Hey,
grandson
lads,
has
do you
been
want
chosen to play for
do you want to
Wales.
feel old?
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to feel old, everybody?
Yeah.
Go on.
Wales have just called up Ian Botham's grandson to play for them in rugby union.
Bloody hell. Blinky. Can you keep that news to yourself, Ron?
The Football Association chairman, Greg Clark, has resigned over the unacceptable language he used when referring to black players.
Yeah.
Clark said
Can
he was
you,
deeply saddened for the offence he had caused by using the term coloured footballers. He was also criticised for comments he made about gay players. He had intended to continue in his position as UEFA's representative on the FIFA Council, but has now resigned that position after a phone call he had with UEFA President Alexander Seferin. You're saying something, Keith?
yeah, don't get too deep into that.
Sensitive topic.
That's it.
You're safe.
Yeah.
He's only reporting it. Don't worry.
No.
Now, the Premier League has scrapped its controversial pay-per-view method for matches, at least until the new year, and some fixtures will now be shown on the BBC. The
Not the blooming championship though. Still got to pay to watch Wednesday lose.
Well,
The trials.
I mean, I'd pay to watch Wednesday.
If you could guarantee it, I'd be first there. Have to be guaranteed.
But you almost can now, can't you?
Who would want to pay?
Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy
Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no United. Right, yeah.
That's what it's like playing at Hillsborough.
Did you like Pulis's comments in his first press conference?
Yes.
Well, he made many. Which ones specifically, Chris?
Well, the ones where he made a lot of friends at Bramall Lane, didn't he? With
Oh,
his
yeah,
warm and welcoming and sympathetic comments
Yes.
about being the big. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone
I
ever
think-
seen? Did anyone ever see Middlesbrough play under Tony Pulis?
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Look, we're suffering enough, Chris, without this.
Okay, move on quickly.
No, all I can say is that comments like that are unnecessary, inappropriate.
Yeah.
Right. The trials for concussion substitutes are set to begin in English football next season, despite authorities aiming to implement them from January. The
The
new
whole
rules
section will be
will
replaced.
allow permanent substitutions to be made if a player suffers a head injury, even if all replacements have already been used. To avoid potential abuse of the rule, the opposition teams will also be able to make a change at the same time. The trials are set to be discussed by lawmakers on the 23rd of November.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Don't worry, guys. It won't, because the way football's going at the moment, there won't be any players left to play. Liverpool have lost 4 backs, two half backs, a forward, all because the football authorities want to play so much football, you're burning everybody out. So don't worry about it.
And that's still not as many injuries as we've got, Ian. Anyway, just a step back, Chris. When I said the comments were inappropriate, I meant Tony Pulis's, not yours, by the way.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. But I
mean,
I would get on with his job and let everybody else deal with their problems, of which there are many.
Exactly.
But he's probably got
the only
misquoted.
person to have said that.
No, he's not. No.
He's not the only person to have said that. Anybody listen to Talk Sport?
No.
Simon Jordan said more or less the same thing.
Yeah.
Simon Jordan said more or less the same thing.
Yeah, but he'd been.
And he's knowledgeable.
Yeah, he'd been listening to Tony Pulis's press conference, so
He was the guy that said Cabba couldn't play. So
I think.
Yeah.
I think we need to question, because he also the only one I've known who said Pulis was a good appointment.
Yeah.
No, there's been a few actually.
I
wasn't one of them, but.
But just going back to the concussion substitute, if we can remember back that far, when substitutes were first introduced, you could only bring on the substitute if the player was injured.
Yeah.
Remember? So suddenly players started to get injured, didn't they?
Yeah.
They realised it was ridiculous.
It won't get abused at all. Won't get abused.
Get abused.
No, definitely not.
How will they actually know?
Actually, Brian.
Sorry?
If they make the rule that the other side can have a substitute at the same time, it might not get abused.
Oh, it will. It will. I mean, I understand the test is that you're going to ask a player, what's 2 + 2? And if the answer's 5, you can substitute him. But what they don't realise is, if you asked him that at middle of week, you still get the same answer.
Right. How on earth are you going to detect somebody who's concussed his brain?
Right. The only thing that will stop it, and I don't believe that there will be widespread manipulation, is if he's substituted because of concussion, I don't think it'll be able to play in the following game.
2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or it could
Didn't
be
that used to be the case anyway?
Yeah.
It's 1 week at the moment. It's 7 days at the moment. So, but it's so I think that will stop people from abusing it.
Maybe.
And if you're not actually knocked out and have to go to hospital, it's 2 weeks apparently.
I remember when we had John Barnwell at Bramall Lane many years ago. He got concussed in the first half, and the second half he played, and it was about his best game for United. Remember that?
I remember that, yeah.
You remember that, Chris?
I do, I was there, yeah.
Yeah.
He played really well.
It's the old joke about tell him he's Pele and put him back on,
That's 50 years ago, lol.
Crikey.
Yes. 50?
Yeah.
One minute.
That was 1970.
Ian might be able
years
to
ago.
answer this. In rugby union, they're allowed to put a substitute on while they test for concussion, aren't they? And then if he hasn't got concussion, he can go back and the substitute comes off.
That's right. That's an evolution.
So that allows them to test properly if they've got concussion.
Yeah,
which might be a way around it.
That's what it stems back to. Even the amateur days, when you had a cut or something like that, you could go off with a blood injury and then come back on again. But now they've got what's it got? HIA, head injury assessment. So they're allowed to formally take them on, put a sub on, and as you say, bring him back on if he's passed the test. But a lot of them, because these shackles are about 50, 60 mile an hour, very few actually get back on again when they've had a knock.
Yeah.
Ian?
Yeah.
Who was the player who feigned a blood injury?
He bit a blood capsule.
He bit a blood capsule.
Rugby union guy.
I know who the coach was.
It was for Leicester, wasn't it?
The coach
was it?
It was for Leicester.
Yeah, it was Leicester. Was it Dean, the coach?
Yeah, that's right.
Can't remember who the player was.
No, I can't. Somebody did it.
It was about 3-4 seasons ago. It wasn't that long ago.
It was premeditated, that. It was planned.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, lol. Any more?
Yes.
How long will it last, lol? Because maybe we should call in on Ed before break just to see what he's doing.
Yeah.
See if he's enjoying it.
Yeah, lol. Just stop it.
I'll stop it now.
I'm going to talk to Ed.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd fit.
Oh,
I think you would fit in well here. You'd fit in well in this company up here.
Yeah.
Ed, Ed,
Yeah. Hello.
this session is going to finish in less than a minute. So
You're singing.
No, he always talks like that.
we're going to come back on in 5 minutes. So if you talk to the young ladies, they'll get you back on at 15:15.
At 15:15.
Yeah,
Yeah.
15:15.
Right.
Past 11.
Don't go.
Yeah.
Don't go away.
We won't.
Yeah.
We'll still be here.
Ed, tell your young ladies to put you back on in 10 minutes' time.
Put me back on.
Put you back
Yeah.
on because you're going
Me
off
back
now.
on.
Yeah, you've been going off for ages.
Okay, so
Oh, I
we're
know
going
that.
now. So we'll be back in
Bye.
5 minutes. Okay.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.